Hey guys, it's Matt from You and Your Horror Movies, and we are doing another Top 10 Tuesday. And this week is a little different. We are doing Top 10 Tuesday Horror Collectables. So, collections, things in your collection. It can range from all different things. Sky's the limit on this. So, going through my collection, if you've seen my video, you've seen my case of my collection. I didn't go into that case because some of that stuff is a bitch to get out. That stayed right in the curio cabinet. So I went through and pretty much I kind of went a little different on this. I didn't do one specific items. I did, you'll see what I mean. So let's go, without further ado. Right here at number 10, you're looking at Horror Hound magazine. Alright, just horror magazines alone should be in a top 10. These magazines, along with, Fangoria, Rue Morgue, Monster, there's a whole bunch of different horror magazines out there. Alright? Horror magazines are fantastic. I know some people don't like them, but I love them. Yes, you can get your news from the internet. You can get your news from other forums, including, the 22 Shots of Moods podcast. But also, great way to get more different news, not just on movies, is collectibles. Is magazines. Right there, you got different toys, you have conventions, people show off their collections. Horror magazines are fantastic. They should be in everyone's collection. The artwork alone is awesome. Like this one is the new, I think just came out. It's the Jaws one, so there's actually stuff on Jaws, the different films, different shark films as well. Different Jaws collectibles out there that you know. There's even some pictures of people who just collect anything but Jaws. Weird. But yeah, horror magazines I think should be in my top 10, and this goes to number 10 is Horror Hound magazine. Alright, number 9 is the good old Funko Pop sensation. Yes, this was actually free. I've got it in a horror block. But I do have a couple Funko Pops. I definitely picked up, like I said, I got Sharknado free. I kept this one in the box. I don't know why. It just looks cool in the box. But Funko Pops are everywhere. You go into some stores and they have like a wall of them. And they're all different shows. Breaking Bad, Back to the Future. I don't know. All different things. There's a shit ton of them out there. And they keep putting out newer ones too, which is weird. Then they have collectibles that are going to get at conventions or at certain stores. So these things are blowing up. Some look pretty cool, some look pretty bad. But hey, Funko Pops at number 9. Hell yeah, that's pretty cool. Alright, number 8 is another collectible, and that's the reaction figures. A little dusty there. These are the 80s Star Wars figures molds, which are awesome. I grew up in the 80s. I'm 37. I did have Star Wars figures, and these are just like what the Star Wars figures look like. Only a couple parts of articulation in the legs and in the hands. The head moved a little bit, and that was it. Of course, they put out these awesome figures. They even put out, the Universal Classics, which are awesome. Of course, there's other versions of, convention collectibles. Specific exclusives, these are out there as well. Trying to get my hands on the majority of them. Again, too, these are not just in horror. They have like Back to the Future, Goonies, Pulp Fiction, Firefly, tons. So they keep putting more of these different out, which is awesome. So I suggest, of course, I love Jason, and this is, I think, from part 4. No, sorry, this is Undead. So this is either 6. This is part 6 of that card right there. I remember from the paintball scene. But the figure alone looks like he is from part 3. So they got 6 and 3. But still, I love how the way they looked. The paint job is fantastic. Of course, they got the little machete in there. Some come with different toys. So number 8 has to be the reaction figures. I love them. Alright, number 7. I'm going to shoot up over here. I'm going with my Creature from the Black Lagoon mask. My wife bought this for me for Christmas, this past Christmas, and I was shocked. This thing is insane. You even got the collar in the back. Masks are awesome. They're not just for Halloween. They're great to have to show off. um, you can go to some kind of hobby store. If you have a Michael's near you, Hobby Lobby, there's some other areas out there. They have the foam heads. They have male and female heads. Depending on the size of your mask, you can probably get the male head. Shove it in there. It sits perfect right up. It's awesome. You can have it great on display. And of course, I had to have Creature from the Black Lagoon, one of my favorite Universal monsters. And of course, my wife found that out and bought it for me for Christmas. I love her. So that is number 6. All right, number 5. I'm gonna move some stuff around here, and that is CDs of soundtracks. Now, I love metal. That's mostly like my type of music. I do like some rap here and there, but I love metal. You got the Trick or Treat soundtrack is fantastic. That sucker plays forever. Same as the Black Roses soundtrack. Now, this soundtrack is pretty hard to find. Vinyl, it's easy. You can get the vinyl pretty cheap. But getting the CD is a little more expensive. But well worth it. The sound is awesome. The bands are great. Love Black Roses. And of course, you can always get, Return to the Living Dead 1 and 2, which is punk music. Rock and Roll Nightmare, and of course, the good old Shocker. Those are some of the CDs I grabbed. Soundtracks were fantastic. I don't know why they stopped doing soundtracks, because you can find some bands that you never even heard of that are on a soundtrack, and you're like, oh, I gotta look up that band. But with Horror Collection, some of the CDs out there just have the scores, and the scores are fantastic depending on the movie. Now, a lot of people just want to go out and buy the score, which is perfect because they want to listen to it. So having the CDs, or if you're in cassette tapes, vinyl, whatever, I just grabbed soundtracks. So I'm just using soundtracks as my next one in line. So I just grabbed a bunch of CDs. So they're in there. All right. Number 5. All right. Grab it right here. Is The Walking Dead Season 2 bust. This thing is insane. This is the head with the screwdriver. The scene where they're in the RV and she stabs him in the head. You got the screwdriver that actually twists, and it can come out as well. It's just plastic. But for the head, it's a hard rubber. Not that heavy. I thought it would be a lot heavier. But just look at that artwork. That's insane. With the blood, the teeth. When you take out the screw, you got the eye gouging. And of course, it lifts up to reveal, your Blu-ray, which is awesome. And if you're having pretty much a bad day or something, there you go. And you're just having a bad day, take the screwdriver and just stab it in the eye over and over again. I wouldn't recommend doing it, but it works. Great stress reliever. But I can't wait to see what the next box set is. I have the fish tank, and I had the zombie by the tree. So season 1 didn't come out with anything. I told myself not to buy any of the Walking Deads until something came out. And that was season 1. Then season 2 ended, and they brought this out. And of course, all right, fuck, I'll have to buy it because this thing was awesome. Got it pretty cheap. Now I think it's going for insane prices. My box got ruined, so gotta keep this nice. Okay. Let's see. Of course, like I said, I just woke up. So we got 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Oh, that was number 4. I'm sorry. All right, number 3, if I can get it here, is my Return of the Living Dead vinyl picture disc. Now, it's a record, but it's an actual picture disc. As you can see, you got the picture right there. On the back is the actual soundtrack. And it's mostly, it's got some punk, it's got all the cool pictures from the film. Now, the picture disc, it's got pictures on both front and back, and it actually will play, but I won't play it. My luck, the needle will ruin the artwork. I don't want to take it out from the back because on the back side, you do have Leanna Quigley, but she is topless, and it does show her boobs, which is awesome. But picture discs are awesome as well. They're great to have on display. You get them framed, you put them on the wall. People are like, what the hell is that? And I go, it's a picture disc. What's a picture disc? You explain to what a picture disc is, and they're like, holy shit, that's pretty badass. Unfortunately, this is hard to find. If you can get find this cheap, definitely get this if you're into vinyl or into picture discs, or if you just love Return of the Living Dead. Guy in the gray tombstone. I don't want to take it out of the plastic too. You can probably see a better picture of it. Some guy, when I bought this thing, he put a picture of it, so that's the actual look of it too as well. All right, so that is my next one. All right, and of course they put a little gouge on, which I hate when they do that on records. All right, the next one right here, of course, is on this side. Is my life-size Gremlin. This guy is life-sized. NECA produced a bunch of these. These are a hard rubber mold. They have no articulation at all, but the paint job is phenomenal. I love it. I'll have them in the living room. People come in and they're like, what the fuck? Even at a convention, I went specifically to buy one of those kid carriers. You know, when they have them on their chest. I actually found a big one. And he fit. I actually got him to fit in the kid carrier. I walked around the convention hall with him on my chest. I had so much fun. People were coming to me left and right. Like, oh, you got a kid. And I go, yeah, all I had to do was just add water. And feed him after midnight once. But yeah, NECA produced these. There's a couple of them out there. There's a brown, which I have. There's a normal green one. I think there is Brain. There's also the Flasher, and I think there's the female Gremlin out there, which I need to buy because my wife is after one. She wants the female one. So maybe a Christmas present or something. But other than that, yeah, these things are awesome. It comes with the stand, so you can put the stand up because his hands go right down to the floor. But yeah, for my number 3, had to be my life-size Gremlin. This was a birthday present from me, from me. I saw it at a store. It was a good price, and I said, fuck it, I'm buying this. I want this. And I'm glad I did. I've had so much fun with him. So that's my number 3 for my horror collectibles, and that is my Gremlin life-size figure. All right, number 2 I'm actually going to get up because I'm not getting them. They're on my wall. That is my horror autographs I met at conventions. My favorite one, I don't really have a favorite. Meeting Jeffrey Combs was great from Reanimated, great dude. Of course, I got Candyman back there. Met Tony Todd, Derek Mears. Of course, I met Kane Hodder. Kane Hodder was great. He actually choked me. That bastard wrapped his hands. I'm a big dude. He actually got his hands around my whole neck and choked me. That's one of the things about having autographs in a collection is the great memories. You can go around and maybe just buy them online, whatever. But actually going up to meet the individual, shaking their hand and talking to them, they're all friendly. And of course, you have great memories. Of course, you have some bad memories too, where some actors and actresses can be jerks. And you're like, that person was an asshole. But it's a memory. And it's a memory you'll never forget. Like how when I met Kane Hodder, he was awesome. He said, how would I choke you? I'm like, all right, thinking, I'll strike a pose and he'll pretend to choke me. No, my freaking vocal cords hurt for several days. And I didn't care because it was freaking awesome. So my number 2, I'm going with horror autographs. And of course, I got Kane Hodder right there as my number 2. All right. Now we're going to go down to my number 1 horror collectibles in my collection. Yes. Movies! DVDs, Blu-rays, all that shit. Can't have a collection without movies. Now this is just a small section over here. I got my big ass collection back in my room, which we'll go over to the tour. Cat is asleep, as usual. Yes, movies. As you can tell, my case shelf fell, so I got all my movies down here. But these are my number ones. You got your DVDs and you got your Blu-rays. Gotta have them. Any horror collectible out there, I'm going with my discs. You can watch them over and over again. You can get them signed. You can trade if you need to. If you need to do whatever you need to do with them, you can. They're just great. Now, a lot of people will collect VHS. That's perfectly fine. You can have your VHS collection. Go for it. You can have your Laserdisc collection. Go for it. I'm just doing movies in general. DVDs, Blu-rays, VHS, Laserdisc, whatever. That's what I'm going by as my number one. Gotta have them. Love them. I think any horror collector out there will have at least some type of movie in their collection. They just won't have figures. They won't just have autographs. They'll have those movies in there, and they cherish them because they're great. Alright guys, thanks very much for watching. Please check everyone else's out for their horror collectibles. I hope you had a great time checking these out. Alright, later. Peace.